someone want to do that, or I can? Okay.
The one I remember the most is in HL English. We got to pick a novel, and it was pretty, I don't remember Mischief, but I ended up making this, it was from The Things I Carried by Tim O'Brien, which is, yeah, it was an individual oral presentation. And I ended up making a piece of art that was beautiful. It was a recreation of, essentially this Vietnamese man in the story, his eye is blown open, so I got to make a piece of art that looked like that, and I loved it. That was my favorite memory from IB, and the whole, it just tied in with like literary analysis. You get to make something, it could be anything, and then you just have to back it up with things from the text, so it's very open-ended. If you're not artistic, it's okay. People did other things, so.
All right, so just give an example of a different class.
In physics, we did one where we had to calculate the speed of sound. Like, you already know the speed of sound in air, but we had to calculate it by like honking car horns and like measuring the time it took to like bounce off something and then come back. And you measure like the time where the sound started and how long it took to come back to you, and use that to find the speed of sound. That's an example of physics.
Okay, let's see. In IB Theater, we did, one of our projects was, we had to do, I forget the name of it, we had a semester-long project, basically, and I chose to be a director for a play I did, and so I had to take a very academic approach to being a director, so I had to write out schedules, I had to analyze the script, I had to analyze characters, I had to, create rehearsal schedules, and I had to do a lot of analysis in that regard, and so we got to put that project at the Thespian Festival at State, and eventually at Nationals after that, and I believe because I did it like analytically from an IB standpoint, that's what helped us get to Nationals from that point. So that's an example.
In sciences, I always enjoyed the labs that we did. So chemistry and physics and bio, we got to choose anything we wanted. So as opposed to AP, I'm pretty sure in AP science that you were given the labs that you wanted to do, but I just thought it was cool how we got to come up with we had to come up with everything. We I don't know, me and Billy did one. We did the hydrolysis of water, and we just came up with that. And we had to do all our own research, and our teacher didn't help us at all. So you learn a lot of, I don't know, and that's helped a lot in college too, because now in a college lab, you kind of are on your own.
They do, in science, they have to design their own experiments, so they have to do all the steps. Instead of saying, okay, we're going to learn, if I knew something about science, I could tell you, we're going to learn how to mix the, we're going to come up with this. You do it exactly this way, and hopefully you'll get our answer. It would be, okay, I want you to find out this. And they go, oh, okay, so they have to design their own experiment, and then analyze it, and do the research, and then come up with outcomes. And it's much more about the process than the product. I want someone to address math. You don't have, you're going to do math? Okay, great.
I was in SL math, but it was still very, very difficult. And I wasn't expecting to write papers in math class, but we did. And it was very confusing, at first, because I felt like it wasn't necessarily explained to us at the beginning of it very well, but you were given a problem, and you had to write out step by step how you solved the problem, and show your work, and it was different. And once we got the hang of it, it got easier to do, and I think we did 3 of them. Yeah. We did 1 practice and then 2 real ones that were sent away, and it's very different than you would expect math to be. So just keep that in mind.
As of next year, there will only be 1 paper to do in math class. However, it's still a paper.
Yeah, I can say out of everything I did in IB, the HL math papers were the worst.
Were the most challenging.
They were just not fun.
Alex, tell them how many pages yours were.
I remember one of them was 18 pages about like a dog trying to, or like a runner was running and a dog is trying to catch up. And like, I don't understand why we did them, but we did them. So, and they were not fun. So that's something